I've been seeing a bunch of angel numbers. I've had to record this reading like 6 times, stopping and starting. The way that you're speaking up in a situation, or the way that you will be speaking up in a situation, is not out of character, but it will be surprising, or it was surprising to the people who are witnessing you or are on the receiving end of this experience, you know, of you speaking up for yourself, of you calling an end to something. And I think this collective is, or has been subject to, a long process of destabilization. And if you had to pinpoint an external factor or influence to your inability to maintain a schedule, or your reluctance to settle into a home that you moved in a year ago, for example, right? Like whatever kind of like root chakra, or like money coming and then leaving as quickly as it goes, right? Like you are aware that there's root chakra stuff going on, you know, whether or not you can, you know, you have the language to say like, oh, that's root chakra. You can, something is up, something is off. And if you had to, if somebody asked you like, well, hey, who or what is causing this? You know, what is the trigger? You could, I think, generally like roughly figure that out. And it is external, and I feel like it's one person, or one event, you know. This collective is, you're fed up. And I think that if you haven't already spoken up, you're about to, right? The Emperor, the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Fool, reversed. The High Priestess was at the bottom of the deck when this came out. And then I have the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress here at the bottom of the deck. Like, so much emphasis on authority over, just shit that like is not balanced in your favor, you know. Hang on. Well, this makes me really sad. So introspection came out in reverse. That is not what you think. That is not you. That is not a lack of accountability or a lack of introspection. That is actually, I had to look at the guidebook, that's loneliness. That's loneliness. That's Five of Pentacles energy. And it's met with dreams, leadership, productivity, with adaptability at the bottom of the deck. My dude, like, you have been at it alone. I'm getting that vision of someone like rushing to work and having to take public transportation, for example. And it's like, well, this person took my car, you know what I mean? Or like, I would have my car if this person weren't, whatever. Underneath the Empress is Temperance. I think that I'm hearing you've been making the best of the situation for a long time, not because it's easy to, oh my God, I feel like there is an old version of me, a much younger version of me, that really identifies with what is going on with this collective and is making me really sad. It has not been easy to find like high points, you know. It has not been easy to like make the best of the situation, but you have not had a choice. You have not, this is like, like resilience, you know. And we can say like, oh, it's good for your character. That doesn't help anything. That helps no one, you know. It's like, I'm thinking of like holes, you know, where they make the kids like dig the holes and they're like, yeah, it's good for your character. And it's like, no, dude, like it's just cruel and unusual punishment, you know. So you might really feel like this is maybe someone in your life trying to make a point about you, or like, I almost feel like someone put you in this situation because they had like I'm hearing a vendetta against you. And okay, this is getting a little specific and almost a little conspiracy type of stuff, but I'm just gonna say it because I think this is how this collective feels. You might feel like somebody had a vendetta against you, or somebody never liked you. This could be a maternal figure. It's like, yeah, they were always jealous of me. They never liked me. They never liked that I thought outside of the box. They never liked the way that I shine, you know. They always tried to dim my light. They always silenced me. And so the reason that I am in the situation that I'm in is because they set things up so that like I'm seeing like cards falling, like the structures would just collapse, you know, on you. The King of Pentacles came out. You know, the Lovers was at the bottom of the deck. I think that this person could show up, you know, or like the situation that you're in, they could provide more. Seven of Cups, Judgment, King of Cups. And you find yourself in this very overwhelming situation where your empathy and your compassion for other people is like, it's almost like you have no other choice but to be compassionate or empathetic to the people who screwed you. But there is a turning point here. Like, this whole reading is about like a turning point, you know, so either you're speaking up for yourself, or you have spoken up for yourself, you're advocating, or you're calling someone out for making your life harder. And in turn, you know, you might, I wonder where this is leading, right? Maybe we can get an idea of where this is leading. Page of Cups. Justice. Oh, yeah. What is coming of this? Justice, Ace of Cups, King of Swords, the Hierophant. Yeah, dude, like, this is looking like kind of a tough conversation. The Queen of Cups, the Magician. Just very, I'm hearing, what have you done? What have you done? The Hierophant again, the High Priestess. Like, look at what you've done here. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've done to me. Look at what you've done to my life. And then really critical of another person's decision making. I cannot imagine who this is for you. I feel like this is very like parental, right? Queen of Swords. We are really closing the door and really being like more critical in a way that is very self-serving, right? In a very justice oriented way, because you understand at this point in this journey, in your walk, that ultimately, like, no one else can look out for you in the way that you can here. You know, you might have a lot of gratitude for the people that do look out for you, or for the way that like strangers have shown up, or if you're in a relationship, or if you have strong friends, like the way that you're, you know, just the people in your life have shown up, right? The people that love you have done what they can, but they can only do so much, right? And I also feel like there's something here that says, like, you know, it's possible that strangers have been kinder to you than whoever it is that put you in this situation. Hang on. So in looking at outcome, I do feel like there's some kind of exposure here. There's other people involved. Maybe somebody is advocating for you, or somebody is bringing some information to the situation that just is kind of, it's exposing. I'm seeing this Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. It's like, I feel like other people have been aware of the mistreatment and maybe some lies about how much support somebody, it's like whoever is doing this is saying, like, I've done everything I could. I have, you know, I've been supporting, maybe they've been saying that, like, they've been giving you money, or they've been like giving you certain resources, and they really haven't, or they've been embellishing it to make it seem like they're doing more than they have been. That's not, that I don't think that that's going to continue. I think that there's a level of exposure here. But there is something about this that is soft. It's not, yeah, Knight of Cups. It's really not like, disruptive or like scary, you know? And I do think that when this person is exposed, the world here, you have the Empress, you have a sense of certainty, the Four of Cups and the Tower with the Empress. Like, you have a sense of certainty that can that it just allows you to bring acceptance and peace to the situation, and understand that, like, whatever is next for you, you're much more supported than you have been. Splitting to the Eight of Cups, I think this time that you're entering is much more quiet. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, much more quiet. It's like you're going into a season or like a short period where you're able to lick your wounds, right? And the season itself is much softer and much more generous to you and your well-being. And I'm hearing something about your safekeeping, like your safety, your sense of safety, your sense of security and stability is about to very seriously increase, like very dramatically increase. Your life will not look the same in the next month than it has in the past year, not at all. And this is a very positive shift. The Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, Five of Wands, a whole new approach to these relationships. It's not going to be tumultuous.